again, like you said, Myron Scholes, like legend on Wall Street, pretty much responsible for the pricing of any option on Wall Street. You know, we didn't have a shrine to him on the floor at Bankers Trust, but we all knew that the reason we had jobs was because we had the Black-Scholes model. We could price all of our derivatives. But that came, I think, from looking at things from a thermodynamics perspective, from that diffusion model is why first they cracked the code. And I know probably the finance and economists have been trying to figure out how to price an option for a long time. And then they kind of got that from the science guys. So again, a little surprised that the economists wouldn't know that, but then again, also not surprised.
Yeah, well, there was, it was Black-Scholes, it was Fisher-Black, Myron Scholes, but there was a third contributor, and he won the Nobel Prize, which was Robert C. Merton.
Merton, yeah.
Merton was at Harvard, and Fisher and Myron had worked on this for a long time and had come close, but weren't all the way there. They went to Merton to help with the math, actually, and Merton solved the math problem for them, but to his credit, very generous, another really nice guy, he said, look, you guys go ahead and publish this, and then I'll tag along a few months later with my contribution. And the Nobel Prize is not awarded posthumously. So Fisher-Black sadly died before they got the prize. So Merton and Scholes won the prize. And again, to their credit, they pooled the award, divided by 3, and gave 1/3 to Fisher's widow, which I thought was very, appropriate and very generous of them. But it was a math problem. You write about what they call Brownian motion, which is random, and so it was sort of, you had a fan, if you will, of probabilities, and then different degree distributions, some more likely than others, et cetera. Having said that, and the success of Myron used to say, Jim, if only I had patented the idea and had like a fraction of a penny on all the notional value, I'd be the richest man in the world, which is probably true.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They put it in an academic journal. But there are assumptions in Black-Scholes which you can question. I'm not dinging the model. Science is always, hey, let's make it better. It doesn't mean you don't use what you have. But they assume a risk-free rate. Well, is there really anything is there a risk-free rate? Is the United States risk-free? I don't think so, actually, and it's getting riskier by the day. So you can kind of question that assumption. Does the future resemble the past with some probability, some degree of distribution probability? Not always. I mean, and maybe less frequently now than ever. And they also assume that prices move continuously. Prices go up and down, of course, but that you could get, if it were going up, you could get out of certain levels. If it were going down, you could put stop losses on your position and get out of certain levels. You could manage it. And of course, that was a big contributor to the 1987, October 19th, 1987 flash crash, when the market fell 22% in one day. I mean, today we get worked up if it's down 22% in a year, which it was last year approximately. But this is 22% in one day. But it turns out none of that's true. Markets don't move continuously, or if they do, it's when you don't care. When you do care, they just gap. They gap down or they gap up. You miss it, you blink, and it's at a completely different level. It's been repriced. Now you can still get in and out, but you've either made a lot of money or lost a lot of money, in the blink of an eye. So when you take those characteristics, and this is how I started kind of deconstructing it, if you will, and say, well, look, markets are not efficient. That's nonsense. They don't move continuously and slowly. They gap up and they gap down. And if you're not ready for that, you've missed the boat. Nothing's risk-free. So why don't we start there? When I started identifying those factors that, in my view, were incorrectly applied in long-term capital, but really everywhere, and you say, well, what looks like that? Well, the answer is a complex dynamic system, a system that produces hurricanes and tornadoes and lightning bolts and power outages and earthquakes and tsunamis. Those are all examples of the results of complex dynamic systems. An earthquake doesn't sneak up on you. It just the ground falls out from under you instantly. And that's what happens in markets. So then I said, well, maybe that's a better model. Of course, it is.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.